Hi, it's Myra Oliver with Down Home Money, a simple approach to financial freedom. And my guest today is Katie. Katie, tell everybody a little bit about yourself because I wanted Katie, we talk a lot about building a passive income stream. And what I love about Katie is Katie's on her journey to financial freedom. And her journey includes rental property, but she doesn't want a huge massive portfolio of rental property, and she's figured it out. So I wanted her to share with you. So you may be in a similar situation where she's at and what she has figured out, because I love it. So tell your story, Katie.
All right. Well, I've been selling real estate for about 16, 17 years.
Yeah.
And I came to Keller Williams about 3 years ago. And I went to this thing called Family Reunion. And I was at this event, and we were walking past the big fountain at the Bellagio. And another person had said that they have rental income, and their goal was $5,000 a month for an income. And that blew my mind. I just remember the water going back and forth, and it just blew
and you've
my
been
mind.
in real estate. You've been in real estate for, at that time, 13 years or so?
Yeah, for a really long time. Yeah. So it's kind of like maybe I was living under a rock. I don't know.
No, but I love that because a lot of people, that it's kind of when the student's ready,
yeah,
the teacher shows up.
Yes, that's 100% right.
Yeah.
And anyway, so at that point, I was just like, how am I going to get rental property? How am I going to get rental property? And I did have cash, and I feel like I'm pretty good with my money. I don't overspend, I try, maybe I spend a little too much, but
now she's really thinking about it. She's not spending as much now because she is so focused. Trust me.
I really am. So I came across an opportunity with a flip.
Yeah.
And I always did for my clients, I went and I got a client and I got an investor, and I was like, hey guy, come and buy this. And
yeah,
he was like, great deal. And literally I was driving away, and I just remember even driving down the street. Just
wow.
Why did I not think of myself? I mean, I think I could do this, and just giddy scared.
Yeah.
And
a lot of people are like that. Seriously, it's hard. I remember the first house I bought. I was like panic stricken and thought, oh my gosh, I just made the worst decision ever. Because you always think of the bad, not the good.
Yeah.
And I remember I had to go look at the house like 10 times. And now I drive by and I go, yeah, I'm going to buy that.
That's a good feeling. Goals. But what happened, it was an estate, and the seller couldn't sell it at the original contract date.
Okay.
And the guy had already had people lined up to do the work, and he's like, Katie, I can't wait around.
Right.
And I said, okay. And then I bought it. And that's how it worked. And it was probably about 3 months. It was in March of 2017. So that Bellagio moment was in February.
Right.
And I just jumped right on it.
You got started.
Yes, I got started. And I had a contractor help me turn it. And my husband definitely was 100% involved. Very stressed out. It was bumpy.
Stressful.
It was bumpy. I'm not going to lie.
I love that. This is the good, the bad, the ugly. So please share everything.
Because I felt the need to sell it right away. Hadn't even finished the darn thing. So I had a timeline. It was a little stressful. So I do not recommend that. But flipped it and did really nice finishes and cleaned it up. A lot of cleaning. Cleaned up the yard.
What'd you pay for the house?
I paid, I think it was $62.
Okay.
And I think we put like 19 in it.
All right.
And then sold it for 110.
Okay, that's great.
It was really good.
And then that gave you some money to go to the next, right? And that's what a lot of times people will do a flip on the front end to get that money they need for maybe to buy the next one that they're going to hold.
It's 100% what I did. And just working, I came across a really nice, really, really ugly house. It was a really ugly house.
That's the best buy.
In a really nice neighborhood. The neighbors were very happy that I bought it because
You're bringing up the neighborhood, girl.
It was bad. It had a swimming pool in the backyard and like 12-foot cattails. It had its own ecosystem in the backyard.
Oh, wow.
So we had to like bulldoze. Anyway, I bought that. And I paid $102 for that. and then I think I got a loan for that.
Yeah.
So I took the money, got a loan for that. So I put like 25% down, and then cash flowed the repairs, which was I think like maybe 20,000. Just made sure they didn't have to call me. So we put new toilets in there. We put all new appliances, cleaned like crazy, lots of cleaning, lots of dirt.
Yeah.
And the pool,
New paint, new carpet,
new paint, new carpet, new flooring,
new bathrooms.
Nope.
No kitchen?
Just toilets.
Perfect.
Put really nice granite countertops in there. Cleaned up the cabinets. They were just dirty.
Yeah. And painted them.
And nope, I didn't even paint them.
Wow.
They literally just needed to be like deep cleaned.
Yeah.
And I did it. Then I did it like a week later, and then I did it a week later, and then
that Murphy's old stuff is great on wood cabinets. I mean, I've done that before, where they were just dry and they looked horrible after I cleaned them, and then took that oil, and there's some with colors in it. This is a good tip. There's some, and you buy it. I mean, it's like just a ball, and it had color in it, and so like places that were scratched or whatever, that oil just.
Oh.
It's a good tip.
Well, now I know.
Good tip for cabinets.
Very good tip.
Listen, I've been doing this 30 years. I figured some of this stuff out. The cheaper, the better. I know the cheap stuff.
Yep. So we bought that. Had somebody move in right away. I didn't learn on the first lesson. I had to do it a second time, put myself under the gun, and had somebody that needed to move in. And, the night before we were scrubbing it like crazy, but we will not do that again. But
I love when tenants push me, but it's so frustrating because I want things done right.
Mm-hmm. And then from there.
So what do you make on that one? What's your monthly rent?
My monthly rent is $1,475.
Perfect.
So I have about 120 into it.
Perfect.
So it's a really good return.
Good cash flow.
It's a really good return. And my tenants absolutely love it. I'm really picky about the neighborhood that I want to be in. I actually want it to be right by me, so I could maybe see them down the hall.
So we've heard this before, you guys. It's important that you buy in an area that you're used to, you understand, you know the area. It makes it easier. So we've had other people say that they buy close to them. And that's what you're saying.
I only right now buy in one school district because I want it to be really easy, and it's right where I'm at.
Right.
So, so I get $1,475 a month for that. It moves really. It's really smooth. My tenants are great. I really like them. I even actually get some business from her, so that's nice.
That's even better.
And then actually my next purchase, my father had passed away, and we had the house, and it was a nice low maintenance house, brick, and I ended up buying my sister and brother out of it, and then I went in and did the same thing again. I got a loan, but it was for minimal, and the cash that I had, I just cash flowed the improvements. So that one I got for, I think if it would have went to market, it would have been about a $90,000 house, same school district.
Yeah.
And I put probably 15 into it. We did new roof, new toilet, new vanity. Oh, this was a good tip. We did that refinishing on the old 50s tile, which you'll find all around Northern Kentucky. But
so what are you talking about? When refinish,
you paint the tile. It's such nice tile. It's super expensive.
Yeah.
Big paint to take
out.
out.
For the
tile
floor?
Walls, tile bathroom.
Yeah, okay. So share that tip.
My dad actually had done it. It was like this nasty brown tile. I mean, it was chic, I guess, then. But he just painted it.
That was a 70s thing.
Yeah, he loved it. No, but he did it. He refinished it to the white, but he left the brown walls. So I just got the guy back, and he refinished the walls now, and then we put really nice gray tile floors. It's sharp looking, and a new vanity. And that I get $925 a month. So technically I only have about $70,000 in that. So it's a really good one.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a really good one
That's
too.
fantastic. So what is your goal? So where are you going? So what I love about you is because we get to talk a lot, and I love that you know where you are and you know where you want to go. And so tell everybody kind of how you're figuring this out for your freedom journey and what you're doing, because you're young. So share with them. I love that you just are doing it.
Well, my husband and I have a goal that he would not currently work at his job.
Yeah.
He has a
I
great
love that.
job.
A lot of us have that goal, right? Okay. A lot of us are working at jobs that we might like, but we don't love.
Yeah.
And the goal is to retire someday. So that's fantastic. I love that.
Yeah, and I really love my job. He doesn't, so it's like a little bit of guilt. Like, oh.
Yeah.
But anyway, so that goal, remember that guy at the fountain that said $5,000 a month? That was my goal. And I think in theory that would make me happy, and then we'd be able to
right,
and take over insurance and all that jazz. But that would be the goal. And then it wasn't until about 2 months ago that I realized, well, if I just focus on paying these two off, then I'll get my goal. It wasn't the way I thought. I was thinking for 2 years.
Right.
I was just thinking, oh, we need to buy another one. We
Yeah.
need to buy another one. But
Mhm.
I also have a 5 and a 7-year-old, so that makes things just interesting.
Yeah.
So it's hard to just juggle a lot and taking on a new project, and that also comes with a lot of stress. But if you just kind of focus on keeping the payouts, if I don't have to pay the mortgage, then that really turns in
It changes everything.
$2,500 a month,
Right.
and there I am halfway there.
Yes.
Without any
And that's
added stress.
exciting. And I love that you're saying that, because that's how I did it.
Mm-hmm.
I bought cheaper houses and got them paid for really quick within like 3 to 5 years of owning them, because my tenants, I was buying 25. I bought a $16,000 house that rented for $600 a month.
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't take long for you to get the $16,000 back.
Mm-hmm.
And people say to me all the time, well, you can't find cheaper houses. You can. They're still out there. My brother here in Kentucky has bought several, and under $35,000 lately, and he's renting them for $600 to $800 a month.
Yeah.
So there is a way, and I always want people to understand, we just got to do it your way. What works for you and what works for Katie and what works for somebody else may be different, and that's okay. You just got to get started and figure out what it is you want. And $5,000 a month passive income is incredible.
Yeah.
What would $5,000 a month do for you in your lifestyle if you didn't have to go to work and trade your time for money?
Yeah.
And that's what you're talking about. Your husband would have the freedom to go and do what he wants to do, not what he has to do, right?
Yeah. Earlier, the fall of last year, I came across another property that wasn't in like the perfect little place where I had wanted it to be, but I jumped in and bought it with. I bought it, and then I worked with somebody to flip it, mm-hmm. and we have done very well on that too. So that is the money that I make from that, which hopefully should be next month when we close, or this month rather. I'm going to be able to pay off my dad, the smaller one.
Oh, that's awesome!
And I should be able to pay off about 50% of the other one. So.
That is financial freedom, and I love that. And that's what I did. Rick and I set a budget, and we were a policeman at a hairstyle, so I'm doing $5 haircuts, and he's working for the police department, making about $35,000 a year. And so we just decided that we would work really hard for 10 years really. We worked really hard 10 years and saved our money, bought rental property so that we could be free.
Yeah.
But we did it just like you did it. We just started paying them off one at a time. We took the lowest that had a loan on it and started, and the freedom it gives you not to have payments.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. And she's right. Some people have to have 10 properties because they have all the debt backing them, and they're making 100 or 200 or 300 on each property. Or you can condense that down, work on getting them paid off, and have the same cash flow.
Yeah.
And so there is several ways to do it. There's no one way. And that's what we want to share, is that there are several ways to do this. You just got to get started.
Yeah.
And get with a great realtor, right?
Yes, definitely.
There you go.
But I think that's definitely, you hit the nail on the head. That's what you have to do. And even I'm so strict about my parameters of what I want, I'm realizing that I might have to go for those smaller houses, put the money in, maybe rent those out for a little bit, but I don't really have to think about that right now because I have to just focus on what I'm focusing on.
And how much time does it really take? Share that, because I think that people ask me all the time, well, how much time do y'all spend on all those rental properties? And
we really, my husband and I kind of fight who's actually taking the checks to the bank, because we have the bank that we have, we literally have to take the checks to the bank.
Yeah, I hear you.
So that's literally all we do. I might take a phone call here and there, but this past last month I stopped by just to say hi to the lady because I actually really like her, and I just wanted to check in and make sure everything was looking good, and it looks better than I could have imagined, frankly. So I was just really proud to see it. And she told me there's a big thing. It's nothing. It's literally nothing.
Yeah.
And I can't wait to get another one, actually.
So is that your goal now?
Definitely. Well, I'd like to probably after. Well, I'm going to wait till we pay off the small one.
Yep.
Then I'm probably going to go get a HELOC and buy another one, and then probably. I don't know. I guess I need some help.
I'll help you, girl. I'll help you.
I guess the question is pick it in a neighborhood where I can get it for a lower price. And I in my head I've been thinking like 60 to 70,000, and probably pay cash and then rent it for about a year, and then sell it, put it on the market, and then just keep rolling it. Just keep paying off that HELOC.
Because what you're doing is you're building your net worth. And I think that's why it's so important that people sometimes, all their net worth is like in a house, is in their personal home, because they aren't saving their money. And what buying real estate is, it makes people wealthy, because what happens is appreciation. And I mean, like for me, a lot of y'all have seen my video where my first house was $35,000. It's worth $175,000, and I've made over $300,000. And I still own it. And so it's just, it is, and everybody can do this. It's simple. It's, it's a simple process. It's not easy, but it is simple. You just have to start. And I think that the fear, I think fear holds people back.
And it's not silly because it's a legit emotion, but the reality is it's really not that scary. Yes. It really isn't. I remember being terrified, and then like it was just right out of the gate. It was fine, and it kind of dissipated, and then I jumped right back in it again and dissipated, and I'm already thinking about what am I going to do next.
So what's your tips and strategies that you would tell somebody that would be a first-time investor?
Well, I would say stick to your parameters. For my case, I really want it to be in a certain school district, and I want it to be under a certain dollar amount. I actually live in that school district, so I sell houses, so I know the market inside and out. And when I see one that's really good, I want to be able to pounce on it. So you have to, in my opinion, you have to act quick, because
you do. The good deals go fast, don't they?
Yeah, for a reason. Because there's a lot of other really intelligent people that want to do the exact same thing that you and I are talking about.
Yes.
Because it's kind of a forced discipline to save your money and build your net worth, like what you're saying. So when you see those, you have to be able to jump on it. So you have to be able to be prepared. So you gotta have your pre-approval, all that, if that's what you're doing. But
get with a great lender. Figure out, what you have to do.
And don't lose your patience. Just find one, and don't go spend that money that you're saving in a nest egg, which too many people do.
You don't need those new clothes.
Nope.
And I always tell people, I go, you know what? Don't live in your money, or drive your money, or eat
wear
your money, or wear your money. Okay? Because a lot of people go have those $200 and $300 meals. I'm like, what? The food's the same, right?
Exactly.
It's just, it all goes out the same way.
And same with $200 and $300 heels. I'm like,
I don't understand.
Mine are getting scuffed up right now.
I got my $19 boots on, and I am proud to wear them. So, I just think that, I want my money making me money. And I learned that at a young age, and I really want to share that, because I think we've all gotten into consumerism, and we there's so many ads on the TV and telling us all these great things, and these flashy cars, and you and I have talked about this, about cars. A car is not an asset.
Yeah.
I have a going on 5-year-old car. It's perfect. I can buy whatever I want, but I don't want, my car is not an asset. And a car gets you from point A to point B. I want my money in the bank making me more money, or in real estate, or in stocks, index funds. I want my money making money, and I don't want to be a slave to my stuff, my wardrobe, my house that's way too big. I don't want to be a slave to all that stuff. So I think that once you realize that, you quit trying to follow the masses into consumerism, and you start realizing it's just stuff, and you don't really need it.
Yep. It's a very good lesson, and people need to try to focus on that sooner than what reality.
Yeah, so we want to thank you guys for being here with us. And Katie, we look forward to following your journey to financial freedom.
Thank you.
And you're going to have to come back and share with us some more tips and strategies that you're doing.
Absolutely.
Because we are wanting to make a difference. And you know what? Your money can make a difference. And it's all in how you decide you're going to spend it. And we want you to keep your money and get your money making you money so that you can live a life worth living. So don't forget to subscribe. Hit the subscribe button. Go ahead and ring the bell and give us a thumbs up, because we'll bring you back more videos with tips and strategies on how to build your financial freedom. Thanks. See ya.
Thank you. Bye.